Hi, I'm Kesenya and welcome to Guiding Star Astrology. I'm your Astro Weather Girl, here with this week's Astro Weather Report. I'm going to show you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. In my videos, I use both Vedic and traditional Western techniques with tropical astrology, not sidereal astrology. I also use the traditional system of whole sign astrology for my analysis. You can use this video to the best of your advantage by listening to the introduction to understand what the week holds for you, and then going to the timestamps for your sun, moon, and rising sign to get a more personalized forecast for the week ahead. Astrology is not designed to scare you. It's designed to give you information so that you know what the good and the challenging energies in the week ahead will be, and you can therefore consciously work with them to the best of your advantage. Remember, knowledge is power. Now, there are scammers about, and so if you should receive a message from me on any platform requesting your money for a reading, know that it is a scam. Report them immediately. And now settle in and let's see what the astral skies have in store for the week ahead. Well, hello, my dear friends, and welcome to this week's Astro Weather Report. I want to empower you with the tool of astrology this week from the 18th of February through the 25th of February. That's the energies that we're looking at this week. Before we start, I just want to say I've been having so much trouble with my desktop computer and the associated webcam and microphone that is recording these videos each week, and it's driving me bonkers. So please forgive any lagging, any freezing of the footage and that sort of thing that may occur as I try and sort out my technical issues. I am not tech savvy, and maybe it shows here. So I think I need a new computer or a new laptop, which is most disappointing. But anyhow, hopefully we get through and I can give you a good astro weather report. Now, can you feel the energy intensifying as we approach the shift of Saturn into Pisces and the approach of Pluto into the sign of Aquarius? Big changes are on the horizon, and some of us will be tuning into this already. Next week, in next week's Astro Weather Report, I am hoping to talk about Saturn being at the final degree of Aquarius and Pluto being at the final degree of Capricorn. Very important, the anaretic degree. So make sure that you tune in for next week's Astro Weather Report. It's a very important report that you're going to want to know about. I want to thank everybody also for their love and prayers, especially over the last year, particularly the last 6 months of last year. I want you to know that I pray for you and give thanks for you, my friends here, every day. And in the spirit of Pisces season, which is what we're about to enter into now, I want to ask those who are interested in doing so to list something that you would like this online community to pray for you, or to give thanks for on your behalf, particularly going into the month ahead. Now, if you are inclined to enjoy praying for others, then scroll through the comments section here, see what people have requested prayer for and how you can help bless this community through prayer. I'm really excited to do this. It's a very Piscean activity to do, where we come together as one in care and compassion and concern and prayer, obviously, for one another and one another's needs, and sharing one another's joys as well. A beautiful Piscean energy. So let's see what our community can manifest for one another in the month ahead through doing this. Together we are powerful. I would like to personally, for my part, I would like to thank the universe that my father is still alive and sharing his life with us after an absolutely horrible year of health problems in 2022. He's lucky to be here and we're lucky to have him, and I am so grateful. So thank you for your prayers if you've prayed for me on that topic, and that's my little prayer point, if you want to call it that, a prayer of gratitude and thanks to the universe. Let's move on now and take a peek at this week's energy focus. Well, the reason I'm talking about all this is that the sun down here is entering into Pisces on the 19th of February. This heralds 30 days of compassion, mysticism, and transcending our ordinary earth boundaries. It starts on the 19th of February this year. And it's especially potent for those born during the day or with Leo prominent in their chart, like Leo as their rising sign or something, or the sun placed prominently and powerfully in your chart in some way. If you have any of those kind of configurations, then you're going to really feel the energy of Pisces much more strongly than maybe somebody who's got a weak sun placement or something. So get ready if you have a strong sun or a strong Leo placement, or if you are a day birth person. We can connect now during Pisces season to the purposes and meaning of life far beyond our observable reality. Very, very powerfully now. The other dimensional realities. And we know that there's so little of life on earth that we understand because we tend to live in the tangible, visible, experiential, sensory realm. And there's just so much more that we don't see that goes on. And Pisces is all about tuning into these other dimensions and other realities, if you like. Now, so for some with less conscious expressions of the sun energy, there might be experiences in Pisces season of being victimized that come up during this transit, feeling as though you aren't quite grounded, or you might sense an energy of resentment that comes through having given too much for others, suffering through sacrifice, having given yourself away. And these are the Pisces shadow energies. My friends, never forget, you create your own reality. This is an old Hermetic principle. Your thoughts create your reality. If you think you're a victim, you will be a victim. If you think you are powerful and can create the life that you want, then you can. Believe it. Pisces is a very strong sign of faith and belief. Trust your intuition while the sun is in Pisces. In fact, do that as much as you're able to. Cultivate your intuition. Feel into what your sensitivities are saying to you, what the world around you through omens and so forth are trying to speak to you, but what your sensitivities of soul are telling you, what your gut instinct is telling you. And above all, with Pisces season, flow with what unfolds in your life. Go with it. Trust in the divine, giving you experiences to understand what it is to be human, for better or worse, but just go with the flow of whatever unfolds. To trust, to flow, to receive, this is the essence of Pisces energy. Now, on the day after the sun enters Pisces, when the sun is at 1 degree of Pisces, we will be having the new moon in Pisces. What a special new moon. It is going to be important, this one. Do you want to know what it's all about? I mean, it is conjuncting Fomalhaut, the fixed star for a start. It is also conjuncting out of sign with Saturn as another. It is also making a wedge shape with both of the nodes of destiny and releasing the past. So let me tell you, quite a fascinating new moon in Pisces, the last new moon of the old astral year. Remember, the astrological year begins when the sun moves into Aries. So this is a key new moon. You don't want to miss out on my analysis for all signs that will be available for the Patreon family in the next day or so. So hopefully it'll be up by Saturday the 18th in Australia, and that will give you the chance to get all the juicy information you need in preparation for understanding and working with the energies of this new moon, which is occurring in Australian time on the 20th of February. Also on the 20th of February, we have little Venus here moving into the sign of Aries, becoming very close to a conjunction with Jupiter. I'm looking forward to that Jupiter-Venus conjunction. We will talk about that in a little while. Not in this video, but in coming videos. So let the fun begin, at least on a personal level. When Venus is in Aries, this is an energy for playful, childlike games and action, especially in the love arena. Finances can also benefit from having the two benefics, Venus and Jupiter, here as well, now that Venus has joined Jupiter here. Do be careful though, while Venus is in Aries, of acting on impulse with your spending and then regretting it when Venus moves on and into Taurus. We can be a bit too impulsive with our money when Venus is in the sign of Aries, but we can also be impulsive with our affections, enjoying the chase and the competition that comes with both finding new love or with finding a bargain. So this is the energy of Venus for the next roughly 28-ish days in the sign of Aries. Now on the 22nd of February, we're going to have a square between Mercury down here, who'll be sort of halfway through Aquarius, about 15 degrees of Aquarius, to Uranus in Taurus. So there's a square running right through the moon and Saturn there. There's a square from Mercury in Aquarius to Uranus in Taurus. And this is what we're going to be talking about for the all signs breakthrough. Breathe, my friends. 22nd of February. This transit can cause nervous reactions such as anxiety, worry, and tension. So have your breath work ready. Have your meditation practices ready to create some zen in your life, because it is going to be quite a mentally aggravating type of energy. Have a plan to navigate the 22nd of February, maybe the day before and the day after as well, the best you can. Breath work, like I said, spending time in nature, getting plenty of movement such as bike riding or skiing. This is a restless energy, going for walks, that sort of thing. Even taking a little bit of magnesium would be advised if you don't already do so under this energy, because some of you might be getting muscle spasms under this energy, which is something that a tense Uranian square like this can cause. And so have some plans, have the magnesium at hand. Plan on a walk through nature every morning and every evening over that 3-day period, because it is quite a challenge. Mercury represents news, the news we receive, and through emails and on the TV kind of news and in social media kind of news. Mercury is news. So with your Uranus square hard aspect, expect surprises, expect unexpected events to upset the apple cart, and you'll see it in the news. Under this energy, it can also feel, because it's a restless energy, it feels like the world is rapidly speeding up. And for life on Earth, it really does feel like that lately. We're all feeling that energy of life is just hurtling through space and we're just trying to keep up. This energy is going to exacerbate that feeling, and you'll see it in the world around you. It feels a bit like a runaway wagon that's out of control. Heads up. So it's a little bit like Mercury retrograde in that it's not a time for buying new devices, sending important emails, or signing key contracts over this sort of 1 to 2 day period around the 22nd of February. Bide your time for a day or two if you can. Now, not all squares though are challenging for everyone. There are some people out there who might find that they are really blessed by this interaction. And I do hope that's the case for everybody watching this video. How does it show up in the form of blessing in our lives? Well, we can be thinking outside the box. We can be thinking in a manner that gives us some spontaneous solutions, some originality, and a new twist on an old problem or an issue. So it's actually can be great for some people with problem solving. Fantastic, thumbs up if that's something that you're confronting, is trying to find a solution to an issue that you've been dealing with. Excuse my boys in the background. I have not had enough time this week to get my video together, so I'm just having to grab whatever time I can, and I have my children at home at the moment. February 23rd, Mercury is going to be trining Mars. So here is Mercury down here, and we're going to be forming a trine to good old Mars up here. Boom, in the sign of Gemini, 2 air signs being activated. This is a time when we really want to be sure of our decisions. And we can be sure of our decisions. Mars, these are both speedy energies. Mars is a fast energy. Mercury is a fast type energy. So we'll be making quick choices, quick decisions that are usually, because of the trine nature of the interaction with these two, bang on choices that we make on the run, that we make on the fly. You can trust the decisions that you make under this energy. We can take a risk that really does pay off. We can feel more confident in our strategy for life and in the plans that we are making. Mars is a strategist, Mercury is to think things through. And so you'll be making really good life strategies that you will implement around the 23rd of February. Mercury trine Mars is also an energy that's brimming with blessing for any endeavors that require concentration, mental focus, communication of all kinds. On the 23rd, 24th gets the thumbs up. So as opposed to sort of having a bit of a challenging mental energy on the 21st, 22nd, and perhaps a little into the 23rd, this one on the 23rd, 24th can really help you write that speech, email that long lost friend, ask your dad for a favor, knowing that the communication response is going to be positive. You can publish that blog post. This is the day for communicating and getting an effective and energized result from the communications that you undertake. Mars brings a winning streak to your communications. So like I said, that rehearsed monologue in the mirror, go to and put it out there, not just saying it to yourself in the mirror. Put yourself out there with what you need to say. It's a time where you can actively defend yourself and be heard, which is great. You can also defend those you care about as if you were in the courtroom, and it can actually be very effective. So, as I said, that monologue in the mirror where you're really going for it, hammer and tongs, use it, put it out there, not just to yourself in the mirror. This is an energy for being a winner with words. And finally, and I'm going to sort of touch into a little bit next week's Astro Weather Report here, because we are... what am I saying here? I'm going to be talking a lot about the energies of Saturn and Pluto next week. So I will mention this other energy now. And this other energy is a trine from the South Node to the Sun and a sextile to the North Node by the Sun. And this creates a wedge shape. You can see like a bit of cheesecake between these. Here's the wedge of yummy cheesecake. This wedge shape can manifest special privileges or a boost to your achievements at this time. And as I said, this is on the 25th of February, next Saturday. So think about that exhilarating feeling when you're in the right place at the right time, or you're having a burst of luck, or you're feeling materially abundant. Things are clicking right now. And of course, the new moon energy, which I talk about with my Patreon family, ties into this particular combo as well a little. You might find yourself around the time of the new moon or around next Saturday, the 25th, you might find that you're in the limelight in some way, or a masculine figure might step into your life to help you along the path now. People are more embracing of your energy, of who we are, especially if you've got planets around the 6th degree here. People are more embracing of who you are. You might even be offered some sort of leadership role or creative opportunity if you've got planets around 6 degrees of Pisces, Taurus, or Scorpio. Terrific, thumbs up. Now, with the South Node influence on this, you might also find that in some way you're revisiting happy activities or talents or skills from your childhood, or even for some people from their past lives, and whether you realize that or not. So enjoy, my friends. That is going to be a stellar way to cap off the week ahead. But now let's take a look at the all signs breakdown. We're looking at Mercury square Uranus at 15 degrees on the 22nd of February. So let's dive into this one. And we're going to start with Aquarius first, because that's where Mercury is residing, and that's where being the more personal planet, Uranus is the outer planet, Mercury is the personal planet. We are going to feel the energy more in the house of Aquarius than we will in the house where Uranus is sitting in Taurus. So let's begin. Let me just get this set up for you all. Let's make a start. So what does this bring? Well, there can be nervous reactions like anxiety, worry, or tension around your body, around your health, around your physicality, around the way you look, nervous or tense about how you're going to present yourself. I mean, maybe you've got to give a speech this week, or talk about something in a circumstance that you wouldn't usually do, and you're worried and you're tense. What impression am I going to give? What are people going to think of me? That kind of thing can be what this is all about. You might be worried about a health condition, or something to do with your body. So, maybe you've ended up, got a wedding coming up and you've got a big pimple on your nose or something like that. Those sorts of things, worrying about the body and the presentation and, putting yourself out there in some way. You can also expect unexpected events and surprises that have to do with your survival. So, like, nothing too untoward that you need to worry about. But, it could be maybe you've got to give a speech, like I said, and you twist your ankle unexpectedly. There's a physical impact that might impact how you present out there in the world as a result of this sudden, shocking Uranian influence affecting your first house by square. So, for example, yes, you might twist your ankle the night before you've got to give a speech, and you have to get up on stage with a big bandage around your ankle or something like that. Just an example. So, unexpected events that affect your body, that affect your presentation, that affect how you are initiating something new. Maybe you're about to launch a new business idea or an entrepreneurial plan, and something there's a spoke in the wheels, so to speak, and we get a bit surprised by something that goes a bit amiss. That's Uranian energy in the square aspect. It's not exactly helpful. It's not anything dire, like I've said, but it's just a spoke. Someone shoves a stick in your bike wheel and upsets the apple cart, as I said in the intro. So that can happen. You might also feel like anything in your life. This is the house of you and your life experience. So it could be your career, it could be your relationship, Aquarius, it could be your home life and domestic life. Something about your life might feel like it's rapidly speeding up to the point where it feels like it's out of control. Heads up on that. And the good news is, though, that sometimes this energy can cause us, because we're thinking in unusual ways with this energy, we're not thinking like we usually would. We might get a spontaneous solution to a problem. Like maybe it's a physical health problem. Maybe you twist your ankle before that speech, but you find an innovative solution to, what you were going to wear. Instead of wearing that skirt that's going to show your bandages or, plaster cast on your ankle or whatever you've got, you decide, I've got these pants that I've brought with me to this seminar. I'll just wear these pants and it will cover up that ankle and nobody will know the difference. And you find a spontaneous solution, or that there's been some opportunity for you to go a different direction that actually works and helps with whatever problem that you're facing and encountering. So Uranus can give spontaneous solutions as well as sometimes cause the surprising, unexpected events. So that's the gist of this energy for our beautiful Aquarian friends. Moving along, Pisces will do next on my schedule. Pisces rising, sun or moon people, the energy of the square between Uranus to beautiful little Mercury here in Aquarius is happening in your 12th house where Aquarius resides. So you might have some nervous tension in relation to 12th house things. Now, this might be, you might get in fact, I'm already feeling this. You might get a dream that has you worried and waking up at 3 a.m. with tension, like, oh my goodness, how am I going to deal with this issue? And that has been happening to me the last 2 nights. So because we're entering into this energy, I fully expect I'll probably have it for another few days. Tension and worry, anxiety coming through your dreams, coming through a sense of foreboding, coming through, so your subconscious kind of, prickling of your thumbs, intuitive feelings, that just have you a little bit on edge. Don't buy into it too much. This is a feeling energy. It doesn't necessarily mean that anything horrific is going to happen, or it's just a perception, okay? But it could be for some of you that the universe is trying to warn you through these messages from the divine. So it's easy to say don't worry. Have some strategies up your sleeve. Spend time, if you can, Pisces, by the ocean or by water to help soothe you. Have a long soak in the bath or a luxurious shower or something like that to work well with this energy. You are water signs after all, and that does help. But so try to ease the worry and have strategies to ease the worry, but also listen to the dreams. Are they giving you some insight? Some intuitive insight. Like, I woke up last night, I'd had a dream that a computer program had corrupted all the banks in the world and had affected people being able to pay their mortgages, and everything was up and going crazy. And I woke up in a bit of a panic, and I thought, okay, am I getting a message here about my computer that's playing up and corrupting, and I need to get that addressed and make sure that I've got adequate virus protections and what have you? Or am I getting a message to ensure that my mortgage is set up appropriately, like that I am able to cover my loan, or that the interest rates are fixed appropriately, and that kind of thing, with all the crisis that's going on in the world. So, I had this dream, that's what it was about, and that's what I took from it. I'm going to take this as a message from the divine that I need to pay attention to. Okay, so this is one of the main themes of the 12th house, is these messages from the other world that it doesn't pay to ignore. We Pisces people, we know this. We know. We tune in, we feel it, we can see the omens and the signs, and we've got to trust it. This is where Pisces is a trusting energy in this regard. Now, there could be some unexpected surprises and unexpected events. That could just come through in the form of like an unexpected, message, premonition, prophecy, like I've just described, that comes through. There could be some unexpected visitation from an angel for some people who are able to see those things, or a higher being in some way. Some of you might experience that. Some of you might get a visit, an unexpected, a surprise visit from an ancestor who has passed away, which is definitely part of the energy of this combination. It's probably likely, I would say, my beautiful Pisces friends, that you might be desperately wanting some sleep. We Pisces people love it, but sleep might be a bit harder to achieve, I've got to say, over the next few days. Heads up on that one. You might be thinking outside the box, Pisces, and with that energy, you might be finding spontaneous solutions if you have lost something. This is the house of loss. So if you've lost something, the positive energy that this brings is perhaps you might suddenly get a light bulb moment that says, I know where I put that ring, that beautiful talisman ring that I can't put my hands on for years. Lo and behold, poof, I get a intuition or an awareness of that's where I put it. And you find spontaneous solutions and light bulb moments about things that were lost, or how to rectify and problem solve for situations where you feel like you're losing money, or losing a friend, or losing a certain circumstance that's important to you. Spontaneous solutions to deal with loss can happen for our Pisces friends under this energy. All right, Aries rising, Aries sun, Aries moon people. The energy of the trine between Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, and I'm just wondering if that's going to stay still. Uranus in Taurus and Mercury in Aquarius is affecting mostly your 11th house. This is happening on the 22nd of Feb at 15 degrees. So there might be a lot of worry about, or anxiety that you're feeling about a friendship group, or a relationship with a friend, or some sort of networking activity. Maybe you've been invited to a networking event, and you're feeling very nervous about going and uncomfortable about going. Okay, I'm not sure whether you should or should not pay any attention to that premonition, but the worry and the nerves are represented by this Uranus Mercury square. You might also be worrying about your profitability if you run a business, and your ability to be gainful in an occupation as well, which are the nature of the 11th house. You may have a dream or an aspiration that you have been trying to fulfill, 11th house, and this, maybe there's some problems with it, or something, a surprising, unexpected event happens with your ability to implement that dream or that goal, and it causes a lot of worry and tension for you as well. So as I said in the intro, I have some strategies at hand for keeping the mind as calm as possible and keeping relaxed, so that the whole body system, this is a house of systems and the sign of systems, so that all those things are functioning effectively. Now, if you do invest in the stock market, or if you've got an investment in communal property or places where big groups gather of any nature, then you probably might find yourself worrying about your stocks, worrying about your investment in some way. You might find that some surprise event happens with your stocks, or a surprise unexpected event happens with some community property that you're managing or that you're involved in. A surprising, shocking event might happen with a friendship group. It could look like a separation. It could look like a friend suddenly saying, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. I'm sick of the way you do XYZ and I'm gone. It could look like that for some of you Aries people. If that's the case, I just want to reassure you that if that's the case, Uranus is authenticity. Uranus represents not being able to fake it. We have to be real. We have to be honest and above board with who we really are. And if that's what happens, if some friend up and leaves and says, I'm not going to be a friend anymore and I've had enough, then it's a result of authenticity and truth. Don't try and sort of paper over the cracks and the problems. Allow it to be what it is, okay? Because Uranus is authenticity. We also might find that we have an out-of-the-box way of thinking or spontaneous solutions to maybe some friendship problems that we have maybe been dealing with for a while. Maybe we can suddenly get a light bulb aha moment about actions we can take to resolve a friendship concern, or to resolve a problem that we've been encountering with achieving our dreams, or maybe even to resolving a problem that we've had with our stocks or our investments of that nature. So in that sense, it can be very positive. But I do need to point out this is an Upachaya house. Any spontaneous solutions that you get will likely not give their best results for quite some time. So over time. Upachaya means to get better over time. So you might get that light bulb idea for how to resolve something of the nature I've just described, but seeing that it come to fruition might take a little bit longer than instantaneously. Okay? Thank you, my beautiful Aries rising, sun and moon friends. Now, Taurus rising, Taurus sun, Taurus moon friends. Welcome to any new Taurus astrology lovers who are here with us. We're looking at the energy from Uranus that's sitting in your first house at the moment, squaring Mercury in your 10th house. This is happening on the 22nd of February. You might feel it a day before or a day after. But you might have a nervous reaction about your reputation in the world. Like you might feel anxious about what are people going to say? What are people going to think of me? That kind of thing. This is going to ruin my reputation and now I'm really worried kind of thing. So our worries, our tensions and our anxieties are directed to how we are perceived by the public and, how the kind of level of respect we're going to get in the world. So knowing that this is playing out, Taurus, have a strategy to cope, to ease the mind, maybe taking magnesium or taking time in nature. Talking to a friend can also be helpful, just to share what's on our heart and our mind, pertaining to certain circumstances. So this is a chance for us to, if we have awareness and consciousness that, hey, I might be worried on this day, this is a chance for us to address things with a dose of reality and say, well, what is it that I'm actually worried about? Is this legitimate, or am I just buying into fear? Okay, so try and channel a bit of Uranus wisdom and realize that whatever is going on, if it's worrying you and causing you tension, just realize Uranus wants to give you an experience of authenticity and truth and to get real with how you relate to the public. You know, one thing, I'm just so sick of the facade so many people wear, the pretentiousness that, oh, you know, especially since social media and Facebook and Instagram, look at my perfect life and my perfect family and my perfect pets and my perfect job. And it's just BS. Nobody has a perfect life. And, you know, I'm so over it. Uranus may actually be calling you to get real, to get honest and say, hey, look, you know what, I've been through a divorce, or my kids are driving me up the wall, or I have a home that I don't really love that much, or whatever, you know, like, let's get real with who we are and the lives that we're having, so that, you know, other people aren't feeling the pressure to try and paint a fabulous facade that's just not real. You know, for one another, let's do that, and for our own sanity's sake, to ease off the tension and the anxiety and the worry. Thank you for letting me jump on my bandwagon for a second there. What else can I tell you about the 10th house? Well, you might be a bit anxious about your career. This is the house of career and what we do in the world that, you know, leads to us leaving a legacy for the ones who come after us. It's our responsibilities, it's our social obligations, and our leadership and public approval are seen through the 10th house, which often correlates to the type of the career that we have and those circles of influence that we move in. So we might be worried about something to do with that. We might be tense about, you know, our job. Are we going to be able to maintain our job? Are we going to be able to carry on our social responsibilities and our social obligations? The legacy that we've been working towards leaving for our children or people who come after us, where do we stand with that? And so there could be some tensions and worries around those sorts of things too. Some of us, we Taurus people, are going to feel like life is just rapidly speeding up right now. Like we're spinning out of control. We're on the runaway horse about to run over the edge of the cliff or something like that. But I just want to encourage you, if you're feeling that way, Uranus can bring sudden light bulb solutions. If you're willing to think outside of the box, and if you're willing to be authentic and real with your life and who you are. Okay, the more that you pretend, the more Uranus rips the rug out from under you. The more you fake it, the more Uranus says, sorry, you know, I'm going to create this feeling of out of control, wild life until you get real, until you become authentic. So that will usually pertain to your career. Ask the universe for guidance for a start to help you find career solutions, solutions regarding your responsibilities and the social obligations that you have, solutions for any leadership issues that you're confronting right now, and issues regarding your reputation. You may find wonderful opportunities that the universe presents you if you're willing to be real and authentic and in what is the truth for your journey. Thank you, my beautiful Taurus friends. Now, Gemini rising, Gemini sun, Gemini moon people. Love you, Gemini friends. Oops, let me get that straight there. Okay. We are this week looking at the square between Uranus to the square to Mercury in Aquarius. This is happening on the 22nd of Feb, day before, day after, maybe you'll feel it, and it's happening at 15 degrees. Now, for our Gemini friends, this is occurring in the 9th house. So you might be feeling some anxiety around maybe further study, or maybe some travel is causing you a sense of anxiety and you're worried and you're tense for some reason. Maybe you have a feeling of foreboding. Have some strategies for easing your worried mind, because it is a perception. It's a mental energy. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a reality that you've got something to worry about, but we can be just going down the rabbit hole with worry. Oh, if I travel to this country, you know, they won't let me in, or I'll have to, you know, get a visa and I don't think I'll get it in time, and worry. So, you know, see, kind of, I've been talking about this with a friend lately, that there is no monster. And because of that, you know, a lot of our worries are all in the mind, not in the reality we're living. Remember that, and try and ease your mind somehow. And I described how in the introductions to this video. Now, so there might be some nervous reactions about traveling. You might be feeling a bit anxious about your future, what's going to happen to you, where are you going to go, what's your mission, what's your meaning, what's your purpose, and you might be feeling a little bit confused about that now, a little bit worried about your future, or worried about your purpose, worried about achieving what you want to achieve in life. This is a forward-looking house, the 9th house. I want to encourage you, though, there might be opportunities here for you to think outside the box with how you're going to achieve your goals, and to, you might even get sudden surprising twists of fate that take you in a different direction to allow your life to have the meaning and the purpose you've been seeking. So sudden unexpected events in the positive. This is a house of blessing, even though this energy is a square aspect. So there might be some twist of fate, some sudden surprise, some unexpected event. Maybe it's something that happens that comes to you from a faraway place, a foreign country. Maybe it's some opportunity for learning, or it's a benefactor or an inspirational person in your life that gives you in some way the chance to have a new approach to something, a spontaneous solution, to think outside the box. So this could also come your way as well, that can help you develop more meaning and purpose and find your truth in life. Find freedom, find liberation. This is a house of freedom and liberation, finding our truth. And of course, Uranus energy wants to bring us that if our heart is open to being authentic and being real. So that's one thing. If you are planning a trip, if you're planning some higher level study, you might be finding that the whole process of getting there suddenly speeds up. It gets very, activated very quickly. Like you've been sitting and waiting for your passport. I think it takes 6 weeks to get a passport. And suddenly you receive it, boom, away things go. And it's like, woo, life just runs away. And you're on the plane, the next thing you know. It can work in that way. That's one thing. So life can speed up and feel like it's rapidly happening, and even to the point where it's like, whoa, this is just like, I've got to get my bearings. It feels like life is just whizzing past, out of my control now. Okay? So that's another thing, usually pertaining to some sort of study, some sort of travel, or some sort of meaning or purpose that you want to bring into your life. And just finally about this, you might, for some of you might have a sudden epiphany or insight into some sort of higher perspective on life. You might suddenly gain wisdom. Overnight, out of the blue, light bulb moment, suddenly you see truth, you see meaning, you see purpose in things that you never saw it before. There can be positive ways that this square can express, and so getting sudden epiphanies of insight is how that can manifest for some of our Gemini people, particularly pertaining to certain situations involving, knowledge and the expansion of your own personal knowledge, or taking an adventure, or moving beyond your comfort zone in some way. All right, thank you, Gemini rising, sun and moon. Now, Cancer rising, Cancer sun, Cancer moon people. The energy of our square between Uranus here in Taurus and Mercury in Aquarius is occurring on at 15 degrees on the 22nd of February. Give it a day or before or after for the energy to be felt. And it's affecting your 8th house, Cancer. And so what this indicates, like the 8th house is shocking, sudden events. And a square between Mercury and Uranus also indicates shocking, sudden events as well. Unexpected events. So guys, get ready for your life to turn around 180 degrees potentially with this. Something might happen that is just so surprising. You didn't see it coming, and then boom, there it is. And it can feel like life is rapidly speeding up and getting out of control for you guys, big time. But this might be, this is the house of unexpected events, fast changes, dramatic reversals. But usually it's connected with getting out of a rut. So expect the unexpected to absolutely shake you out of your tree. And it's designed to make you live more authentically and true to you. So sometimes this could look like a rapid divorce coming through. This is the house of divorce. Sometimes it could look like a spouse leaving, you leaving a spouse, or a spouse leaving you or something, and it just happens all of a sudden and you didn't see that coming. That's one manifestation of this. Now obviously that's a shocking event, but in other ways it could be some sort of an accident. Do be careful when you're driving. Mercury does relate to vehicles and transportation, so be careful when you're driving. Be careful around the home. Be careful at work, take all precautions, because it could some twisting of the ankle or some shocking event like slamming the door on your toe or something like that breaks your big toe or something could happen. Okay, things that accidents and catastrophes that surprise you, those sorts of things we don't enjoy. But that is what this house represents as well. Now, it could be that you connect with some sort of mystical healer, a shaman, a Reiki practitioner, an astrologer, maybe a psychologist as well, sex therapist perhaps in this house too, who enables you to think outside the box, who gives you a spontaneous solution to a problem in your life, this is a healing house. It could be to a health issue, a spontaneous solution. Usually with this house, it might be a surgical solution. I wouldn't necessarily say don't have surgery under this influence, or do, but somebody might offer you a solution to a health problem that involves a surgery, whether you have it on the day or down the track. So that can be the case for some people. But yes, somebody in an 8th house field might offer you some kind of out-of-the-box light bulb solution to a problem in life. This is also the house of what we receive from others. This is moral support, finances, material goods, inheritances, wills, payouts, windfalls. Some of you might get a very surprise occurrence or surprise event, and for better or worse. And with a square aspect, usually it might be sort of some challenging difficulty relating to these topics of inheritance, will, financial payouts, and that kind of thing. Some sort of surprising, I hope not for you guys, but surprising maybe problem. But don't worry, this energy of Uranus square to Mercury can give you also spontaneous solutions and out-of-the-box thinking for, okay, how do I deal with this problem regarding this will, regarding this payout, regarding this divorce settlement, or whatever it happens to be. So, trust your intuition and listen for answers from the divine, because Uranus can certainly help by giving that inspiration to some people for how to deal with those sorts of issues. Okay, moving along. Thank you, Cancer. Leo rising, Leo sun, Leo moon puts the energy of the Uranus to Mercury square falling and affecting in the 7th house for our Leo friends, Leo sun, moon, and rising sun. This is happening at 15 degrees if you have key planets at the 15 degree mark, or rather it is also happening on the 22nd of February, day before, day after you might feel the energy. So this is where we might be kind of in a worried state, worrying about our partner, anxious about, what are they doing? What are they up to? I'm tense about, maybe our partner is about to fly out, I don't know, from one country to another, and we're like biting our nails. I hope they get here okay, and I hope the plane doesn't crash. And remember that this worry and anxiety caused by Uranus Mercury is a perception. It's a mental energy only, and we don't have to buy into it, because it's not always a reality. It's our worry that this represents, not the reality of the circumstances. But this is the house of other people, and we might be worried or tense or nervous on behalf of other people, or worried about other people over this couple of day period. Okay, this is also where we might feel suddenly, I know how this is going to play out for me, I can see it coming. This is where we might feel like life is rapidly speeding up. All of a sudden, we get the news, Mercury, about our partner, and then boof, it's like, woo, life suddenly all happening. It's all systems go, but it almost feels like the horse and cart have run away with us on the back, and how do we slow it down? Things are just going crazy, out of control. Now that can be exciting. Uranus is a very exciting energy, but it also can feel a bit overwhelming. So have some mental strategies to deal with your worry, your anxiety, and that feeling like life is out of control. If you've been having issues with a partner, Uranus square to Mercury for some people can actually offer a blessing of giving you a light bulb moment, like, oh, I know how I can find a solution to this problem that we've been having, to this issue, issues with our commitments or vows or whatever, and you can find some sudden solution, especially as these two are forming between angular houses. It makes it a bit more powerful and a bit more inclined to do you some favors rather than to sort of throw you on your ass kind of thing. So in that sense, that can be good. There could be some sudden surprises or unexpected events with a partner. They might surprise you and just turn up on your doorstep one day, or with a bunch of flowers or something like that, or they might really catch you unawares in some manner, which can be fun, but also sometimes it can be shocking. Maybe they make a statement that you weren't expecting to hear or something like that. It doesn't have to be, a good thing with a bunch of flowers or something. It could be something that is a bit more on the negative side. So be forewarned, forearmed about that sort of thing. Unexpected events from partners, and that includes business partners. We might get a hard word from a business partner and we thought we were doing a brilliant job and they're really not very happy or something, and it gives us a shock. We might get, this is also a very much a house associated with trade and sales and negotiation and mediation as well. So there might be some shocking event that occurs if we're in the business of buying and selling, or in a business that involves some sort of negotiations and mediation. Something might happen out of the blue with our business of that nature that we didn't see coming, and we're left going, oh my goodness, got to recover, got to find a quick solution to this problem. Let me just say on that note, the following day after this energy, we're going to have a trine between Mars and Mercury, which is great for finding strategic solutions. So know that it can rectify itself even if you feel a little bit out of control on the 22nd of Feb. So that's really the gist of this particular energy this week, my Leo friends. Now, Virgo rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon people. Well, the energy of, let me just get this really set up for you. The energy of the square between Uranus and Mercury is falling and affecting your 6th house on the 22nd of Feb. Day before, day after, you might feel the energy. Well, this is really, I want to just give you guys, more than any other sign, Virgo, a real heads up, because this is a placement for a lot of worry and tension, for a lot of anxiety. So have your strategies ready. Walking by water or in nature, eating healthy, getting plenty of rest, switching off the mental tension through, like maybe just doing cold turkey on the social media or the TV for a while, so you're not contributing to worry and anxiety. Looking after your health over these days is very important. Have a strategy to cope with anxiety or worry or tension. Maybe book your massage in now. You could expect also some surprising events to occur with your health or your daily routine. Maybe you rock up at the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning for your morning session and the gym's closed all of a sudden, and you're like, oh my goodness, where am I going to go now? I need to find a new gym. Surprising, unexpected event that sort of leaves you scratching your head and going, oh, what am I going to do now with my health? And, I hope you've got another gym in town you can go to. You could also have some health practitioner like a naturopath or a doctor or a nurse give you some unexpected news as well that you didn't maybe expect or didn't see coming, for better or worse. So that can happen also. You might also feel that in regard to your health and well-being, life is rapidly speeding up and maybe even moving a little bit out of control. So again, those strategies to cope are a really, really good idea for you guys. This is somewhat of a challenging placement, and Virgo can worry and overthink things, as we know, as a sign anyway. So really, I hope you've got good strategies at hand to help you. What else can I say about this? You might feel, you might get a spontaneous solution zone. This is the good news, because sometimes this square aspect between these two planets can give you like aha moments, a thinking outside the box that gives you the answers, that helps you problem solve. And here in the House of Problems, we need that. We need solutions to deal with, you know, our conflicts, solutions to deal with our health, solutions to deal with areas of imbalance. I want to say, just on this topic of solutions, forgiveness, Virgo people, is a really great exercise to practice for digestive issues and other health issues. Forgiveness is key to finding a sense of mental balance, forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others. Not that we have to let them get away with their crap that they dish out on us, but by forgiving them, we're actually being kind to ourselves. We don't excuse the crap, and we don't let them treat us like a doormat, but we allow ourselves to, you know, to not feel burdened by the anxiety and tension and worry. Through forgiving, we can do that. And it really does help with health issues, digestive issues, and you know, sort of personal psychosomatic problems of that nature. So yes, you are going to have light bulb moments that allow you to think outside the box and find solutions to many issues that you might be facing at the moment. So maybe it's a good idea to have a little journal or a book handy, if that's the way you operate, so that you can write down any spontaneous thoughts that come to you that might be of value in problem solving. Thank you, my beautiful Virgo friends. Now, my Libran rising sun and moon people, the energy of Uranus squaring Mercury is affecting your 5th house. And this is happening around the 22nd of February, give a day before or a day after. You might have, my Libran lovelies, some nervous tension or anxiety about your children or about a lover. Maybe you're worried about, you know, a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Maybe they have to travel a long distance because Mercury is to travel, and, you know, you're worried about how they're going to get there. Are they going to be safe and that kind of thing? But just remember that this worry and tension and anxiety, it is a perception. It's a mental construct. It's not necessarily the reality that someone's going through a difficulty. So keep that in mind. The worry can be unfounded a lot of the time. Don't let your mind run away with you under this influence, worrying about your children, worrying about your boyfriend, worrying about your girlfriend. Let it go as much as you can and have strategies to deal with it. You might, you might get a surprise news or a surprise event from a child, or about a child, or about a lover or a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And regarding those people groups, we might feel like in some way life is speeding up and moving out of control. I know, look, I'm a Libra moon, but I feel like this all the time, actually. Like, my children are just whirlwinds and they're growing up like crazy. And I'm just like, oh, let me catch my breath. I often feel out of control when it comes to the lives of my children. Pardon me, and all that we're juggling together as a family. So heads up, this could be exacerbated even more if you're feeling that way, okay? But the good news is that this energy will allow you to think outside the box and find spontaneous solutions for issues and problems that may be occurring in the lives of your children, in the lives of your lovers in some way. And also, it can also give you those light bulb moments regarding your skills and talents and hobbies and the use of your creative intelligence as well. If you've been stuck in a rut, this energy can really shake you out in a shocking kind of a way. You know, maybe you've had writer's block or artist block or something, and you go through this energy and suddenly, you know, you're dancing over hot coals instead of sitting there feeling like ho-hum, you know, I can't get anything together. Suddenly you're on fire, okay? So in many ways, Libra, that could be a blessing if you have been needing to get out of a rut with your love life, with your children, with your hobbies, with your creative intelligence. Okay, that's a quick analysis there. I'm moving right along. Thank you, my Libra friends. Scorpio rising, sun or moon people. Well, the energy of this little old square between Mercury and, where is he? Uranus and Mercury, I'll get it right, is for you falling in the 4th house. That's where the influence is going to be felt on the 22nd of February. Give it a day before and a day after. Well, this is the house of the life foundation, your emotional core strength. And you might find that you are worried because of your emotions. Your emotions are causing tension. Your emotions are causing anxiety in some way. Have strategies to calm the emotions and to cope. Maybe watch a gentle, soothing movie, or put on some peaceful music, relaxing music. Maybe, I don't know, go for a walk in nature. Do things that calm the emotions, and you will also subsequently calm the mind on this day. Okay. Okay, there is like a double whammy potential for feeling a bit sad and a bit down. So if you know this, you can, like I said, have a strategy. And if that means, you know what, today I'm having a pajama day. Got my chocolate, got my movies, curled up in bed. I'll make the world go away. If that's your strategy, more power to you. You know, sometimes we just need a pajama day, don't we? But you are, with this deep house of our emotions, we can be a bit more prone under this energy to sort of struggling with it. But there might also be some unexpected events regarding your home, some surprises. Now, this could be surprises of all sorts. You know, maybe, suddenly, your bookshelf collapses or something like that, or something of a negative nature like that. Or maybe it could be something positive. Somebody gifts you a coffee table and you've been, needing one for ages, and there's a surprise, unexpected event that occurs regarding something domestic, some home life, some home situation. So that could be either positive or negative, but it will come out of the blue. You won't expect it. You won't see it coming. Sometimes we will also, under this energy, feel like our life's a little bit out of control, like our domestic life's a bit crazy. Maybe our house is looks like a tornado's gone through it, and we're feeling like, I can't get on top of this. Doesn't matter how hard I try. I never seem to feel like life is functioning. It's just a feeling. It's just the energy of the time. It will pass, okay? So don't worry. If you're someone like me who loves a clean house and can't stand mess and all that sort of thing, that can be really unsettling, to have to be struggling with your domestic situation. But it is only for a couple of days, and then it will be gone, and you'll be back to your Zen self again. The good news with this is that you will be thinking outside the box in some way regarding land, properties, homes, gardening, farming. So if you have that collapsed bookshelf in your lounge room, you will be like, oh, you know what? I can fix that by doing blah, 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 whatever it happens to be. Or I've got a friend who's been trying to get rid of their bookshelf. I'll just ring them up and see if they want to drop it round, and I'll replace this one. So there will be like light bulb moments for dealing with domestic issues, land and property issues. Some people, even under this energy, because it is forming between a square between two angular houses, some people might actually find under this energy that the property of their dreams, or that's the house I want to buy, or I want to build this spec home, or whatever. Suddenly you might get some like, aha, that's the one kind of solution from this energy. It can be very, very powerful that way. So that's what we're seeing, my beautiful Scorpio friends, unfolding for you with the energy that's coming up. Now, Sagittarius rising, sun and moon people, the energy of the square between Uranus and Mercury occurring at 15 degrees and happening on the 22nd of Feb, day or so before and after, you might feel this energy. It's affecting your third house. And so I want to just warn you guys about nervous tension and worry and anxiety, because this is a mental house and this energy is prone to mental anxiety already. So, just get ready, have some strategies for how you're going to cope. Maybe go for a walk or a jog or something like that. Get the tension out of the body. Maybe a swim might be nice, that kind of thing. Do something that involves movement, I would suggest, as a remedy for our Sagittarius friends. Third house is a restless energy. And so you might be worried about neighbors or relatives or siblings in some way. Maybe you're worried about a conference workshop that you're going to present. Maybe that you're worried about friends or tense about friends. All this mental energy usually pertaining to some third house thing. Maybe you're worried about a small business that you run or a side hustle that you're wanting to launch or something, and there's some worry and tension there. Know that it's a projection. It's a mental energy. It doesn't mean that there are actually issues in the world around you regarding those things. Heads up. Yes, so just have some strategies to deal with the mental issues, and I'm sure you'll be fine. This is also a chance for us as Sagittarian people to have some spontaneous solutions for situations in life. You know, we might suddenly get some great ideas for how to run our business better, how to market, how to advertise things in a really effective way. We can sort of light bulb moments, you know. If we're sitting a test or an exam, we might suddenly get some empowered thinking that comes through. So not all squares are bad. This one can actually benefit some people in certain situations. We might get some ideas for how we can use our talents better to generate an income, or to simply provide some service to people, or some source of fulfillment to ourselves. We get inspired under this energy by this light bulb inspirational moments. Some of you, like, this is a house of change. It's connected to the sign of Gemini, which is a mutable energy. So there is some change afoot, I think, for some Sagittarius people. And it might feel for some of you that life is rapidly speeding up and moving out of control with the level of change that you're experiencing and undergoing. You might feel like super busy. There's just, you know, I'm just got finger in that pie, trying to sort out this Mercury is documents. I'm trying to sort out this agreement and this document and this la 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 la, and we're just all over the place, and it can feel like out of control. Know that energy will pass. It's just a stage. If you do have a lot going on and you're super busy, you can handle it. Don't worry. It's a passing energy. All right. There could also be some unexpected events with your neighbors, with your siblings. There could be unexpected events with, I did already mention this, and unexpected events if you run a small business too. Finally, thank you, my beautiful Sagittarian friends. We get to Capricorn, not Cancer, Capricorn, rising sun or moon people. Well, my friends, the energy of Uranus square to Mercury is falling here between Taurus, which is your 5th house, and Mercury in the 2nd house. That's where you're really going to feel it. You might be worried about money. This is an energy for having some nervous tension, some mental going haywire about finances, investments, you know, being able to pay the mortgage and that sort of thing. So if you can find a strategy that helps ease the monetary worries, that's a great thing. I'm trying to forewarn you to have a strategy in place. You know, maybe you've got a rainy day account. Remember, that's there, and you know, if some surprise, unexpected event happens financially, maybe you can lean on that. Or maybe you've got a credit card that you can utilize. Or, you know, have something that's going to help you ease the worry. Like, for example, when I do a PayPal, not a PayPal payout, a Patreon payout, it takes like almost a week for the money to transfer. So do it now, my Capricorn friends. If you've got a setup like that where the money takes a while to come, do it now, so that when this day occurs, if you get a financial surprise and the negative, you're on the front foot with dealing with it in the best possible way, because you've transferred that money, maybe transferred it out of PayPal into your bank account or whatever it happens to be, and so you're ready for any surprises that might come as a result of Uranus, planet of surprises, affecting Mercury in the 2nd house of money. You might feel also, Capricorn, like financially life is a bit out of control, rapidly speeding up, really like giving you a head spin. It's just the energy of the couple of days. It will pass, but you might for a couple of days feel like, you know, you're caught in a whirlwind of financial issues and concerns. So again, forewarned, forearmed, have a strategy to work those things out. You will, the good news though, Capricorn, is that you will, with this energy, have the ability to light bulb moment, here's a solution, here's an idea, think outside the box, come up with a way to handle whatever it is you're dealing with. Good news on that front, that Mercury Uranus can bring you those spontaneous mental like problem solving abilities that can help in every situation, but particularly for you in a financial circumstance. And so, my friends, we come to the end of our journey around the horoscope this week. I look forward to joining you with more information about what's happening in the stars next week. Until then, be blessed, and thank you for joining me.